Every single person that walks in this building comes in with video cameras, and so it is unusual. It's unusual. So it's an unusual circumstance. So if it's unusual, then we would react as a normal human being, reasonable, to maybe question why you're here. Okay? So really, there was nothing that was done inappropriate or unacceptable, except for you guys could have said, hey, we're just here because we want to walk around and videotape stuff. And then maybe it would have been okay. But again, maybe if you would have just paused momentarily and said that's what we're going to do.
Well, you'll probably, I know, yeah. No, you'll see the video, you'll see that's not word for word what happened, but I just wanted to tell you, man, I gave you a directive. I thought it was pretty reasonable. I think, well, you telling me to leave a building that I pay for isn't very reasonable, is it? But that's a matter of opinion, right? It's a matter of opinion. So me telling you to do something that I deem reasonable and you telling me to do something, but I didn't come up and tell you, you better get out of here because you didn't do what I deemed reasonable.
You guys have a good day, okay?
All right, buddy.
One last question. If like Channel 8 or Channel 13 came in as a news crew, you should do the same thing?
They told me they don't let anybody in with cameras.
Well, no, and we get that. But like, okay, I guess the final question is, if we do a revisit, we won't have that problem again. If we do a revisit at some point in time, we won't have that problem again.
Okay. All right, guys. You have a good day.
This is one of those confrontations that starts small, but escalates fast. What you're about to witness isn't just a heated argument inside a courthouse, it's a full-blown clash between a citizen who believes he knows his rights, and officials who believe they're enforcing the law. But here's where it gets interesting, both sides are absolutely convinced they're right now. Pay close attention, because this case isn't just about filming, it's about authority, interpretation of the law, and how quickly things can spiral when ego enters the equation. You'll hear claims about constitutional rights, accusations of assault, and repeated demands for legal justification. But the real question is, who actually understands the law here, and more importantly, where does the line get crossed? Is this a citizen standing up for freedom, or someone pushing boundaries inside a courthouse where rules may be stricter than he thinks? Stay with this, because what starts as a simple disagreement quickly turns into a tense standoff filled with contradictions, power struggles.
Banned?
Yes.
Okay.
Come back on property, be charged with criminal.
And what was the reasoning?
The actions you've had in the past.
And what was that?
The cussing and records people.
Okay. You're banning me for cussing. Is that what you're saying?
The way you were doing it, yes.
So you're banning me for free speech?
No.
Well, that's free speech, sir.
Conduct.
Disorderly.
That's all we're going to do, okay?
Yeah,
you
you
need
see.
to leave the property. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Y'all get your lawyers ready. You can't ban a man for speech in a public place. I told you guys, didn't I? And your name is, sir?
Licklider.
Licklider? And your
5487.
5487. So am I being trespassed or banned? So what do I need to do if I have business?
You can call in.
You can call in?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about getting public records and stuff? You can't call in to do that.
Those in?
Huh?
Those in? What public record are you looking for?
There's all kinds. I've just started, buddy.
Okay.
I have just started.
You send them in.
I can't send them in. That's what I'm saying. What if you don't have? That's what I'm saying. You have to have them available to be able to pick up in person and make them in person. That's law.
Make that happen.
That's law.
Okay?
Okay. Well, then how do I do that? Because I need to make
You
one.
need to send a request in by mail.
What if you can't? You're not listening to me. What if you have no ability to mail? People have to have the ability to come here. Oh, well, that's fine. I'm just asking.
And truly, if you need something, you can send it in and we'll get.
Okay.
So go ahead and leave.
Gibbons. I'm going to clarify some things for you, okay? I'm Licklider, 5487. I know you just asked me.
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's the Attorney General's opinion, and there is case law to back that up. That you can't.
From a simple disagreement into something much bigger. The speaker frames this as a constitutional battle, a fight over the right to record in public spaces. And while that sounds straightforward, the reality is far more complex. Not all public spaces are treated equally under the law, especially inside government buildings like courthouses. What makes this moment so compelling is the confidence. He's not asking questions, he's asserting authority, almost as if he's already decided the outcome. But notice how that confidence is met with resistance rather than clarity. No one is slowing things down to explain the legal boundaries in a calm, structured way. Instead, both sides are digging in.
Show up on public property, such as this, and harass civilian population and harass its workers.
Who did I harass?
You can't limit access of EMS government employees.
I've never done that.
A lot of it's recorded on your own videos.
With me limiting them?
Absolutely.
How
Yes,
did I
sir.
do that?
You can go back and watch.
I will.
And
I've
there are
never
some-
blocked
there are
anybody.
Some things that have been edited and some things that are
I've
missing.
got every bit of it.
Well, then go back and watch it all.
I
and feel
will.
free to
I've
post it
never
to the
gotten
community.
in anybody's way.
So I want to go over some of this stuff with you, and I will give you this copy so you have it. Okay?
Sure.
The government's ownership of property does not automatically open that property to the public. That's United States versus, I believe that's Coquendo.
Mm-hmm.
First Amendment does not create a general right of access to governmental property. That's there's an example put in there by Hutchins and versus.
I wasn't accessing the property for First Amendment, but okay.
There's other areas in here that are highlighted.
What's your name, sir?
Price.
Price?
Yes, sir.
Your badge number?
India 1.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine. So when you go in there and you cuss,
And I apologize to those ladies, and I hadn't done it since inside.
when you go in there and you do that, and it places them in fear, and they have a fear of coming out here and walking to their own vehicle. That wasn't aired on your video that I
I wasn't
seen
even
yet.
here when they left.
No. I'm talking about when you went in there and you cussed those ladies.
And I apologized to them, and they all accepted
Okay.
it too. I made
But
sure to
I don't
apologize
think-
to every one of
I'm
them.
not here to argue with
Well,
you, sir.
I'm just telling
I'm just telling you asked the reason why this is in place.
Sure. But you can't use First Amendment protected speech. You can't use somebody's civil rights as a crime.
I thought you said a second ago that this wasn't.
Now we're getting into the turning point, the moment where disagreement becomes confrontation. The citizen is openly challenging authority, demanding a legal basis for the order, while the officer is shifting toward enforcement. This is where things get tricky. In many cases, citizens do have the right to question police actions. But at the same time, officers often operate under policies that allow them to control certain environments, especially in sensitive places like courthouses. The problem? Neither side is clearly explaining those boundaries in a way the other accepts, and then comes the escalation. Physical contact is threatened, and immediately, the tone changes. Once the possibility of force enters the conversation, everything becomes more serious. What could have been a debate is now dangerously close.
First Amendment.
No, I said I didn't go in there for the First Amendment.
Okay.
You're saying I'm getting kicked off for using the First Amendment.
No. Who said that?
You did. You're saying I'm being
Well, I'm
removed for
giving you-
using language.
I'm giving you examples.
I don't know what you're
Right?
giving
But
me.
What I've also told you is it's the Attorney General's opinion that you cannot harass, place in fear employees of this business, all right, officers or the civilian workers that work in records or dispatch.
Well, let me ask you a
Nor
question.
can you limit the access
So-
of government people.
So what if
including
one of your
EMS.
guys off the clock comes to my house to harass me? Then what?
I'm not going in.
I figured. So it's okay for him to do
You've
it.
already filed a complaint on it.
Oh yeah, and I went and filed prosecution against him today.
Okay. So it's my understanding that you filed a complaint on that.
I filed private prosecution today in Bristol.
Handled and addressed by the
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
That's on the
You
citizen
didn't do anything that I asked them to look into. Not one
I didn't
thing.
do the
I didn't say you personally, but I'm just you in general, as in the
side.
police.
You said you, but
Well, I was
didn't
using
want
that.
to
I know I was using that as a general term.
It goes on to say evidence was sufficient to support that this is another state versus Pew. Conviction of disorderly conduct under Tennessee Code annotated because it showed that the defendant, the mother of a student, used profanity in a raised voice to address a student in the middle school assistant principal's office. All right, just like a second ago, when you were making those comments about
Golly, what's your name, sir? And your badge?
Officer Taylor.
And your badge
Sergeant
number?
Brian Officer Caleb.
Badge number?
You got my name.
Your badge number? It's part of your policy, sir.
Delta 4 and Echo 4.
And your name was, sir?
Sergeant Brian.
Okay, sir.
So, just like a second ago, when you were making those derogatory comments about women, all right?
About women.
Yeah, when you were saying F your mom and all that.
okay,
you know?
yeah.
So, I mean, what if there's little kids and we don't
I don't
condone
care.
that kind of stuff in
I
our
don't care.
our park.
There was kids at my house when that motherfucker came by my house and blowed his horn to harass my family. I have kids that were there.
It highlights a fundamental misunderstanding, or at least a disagreement, about what public really means. The citizen argues that if he's free to leave, he's free to stay, which sounds logical on the surface. But legally, that's not always how it works, especially in controlled environments like courthouses. At the same time, the officer's response isn't exactly helping de-escalate the situation. Instead of clearly citing a specific law or policy, the interaction becomes more authoritative and less explanatory. And when authority is asserted without explanation, it often fuels more resistance rather than compliance. What you're witnessing here is a classic power struggle. One side is demanding legal justification, while the other is demanding obedience. And when neither side backs down, the situation doesn't stabilize, it intensifies.
I'm sorry.
Well, I know that's always y'all's excuse. I'm sorry, it wasn't me, or it was the other guy, or I just showed up. It's always some excuse. You won't look out for everybody. So if you don't get the bad cops out, y'all are just as fucking bad.
Absolutely incorrect.
No, it ain't.
There's not every officer in this world or in this community.
No, but if you see an officer do something you know is bad and you don't do nothing about it, you're as guilty as they are.
If there was disciplinary action taken,
3 days off for harassing me. That's not the what. They didn't even look. How did he find my information? That's what I figured. As soon as you want to get into the details, you don't want to get into the details.
How am I supposed to get into something I don't know about?
I'm just asking you a question. I didn't mean specifically, but how is a jailer supposed to look up a man's tag and get the information off of it to come to his house?
I don't believe that happened.
Well, then how did he get my info? He didn't know who I was before that day. That's what I fucking thought. That's what I fucking thought. And just the act itself is
the word I was bumbling
Let me
for
take
was
the word.
official misconduct.
I can't think of the word right now. I'm sorry.
I mean, you told me in your own person that you live near Greenwood Market.
I sure do.
That's the last time I talked to you. You said you lived right up above.
I do.
Let me ask you folks, why in the fuck did he just bring that up, other than the fact he was trying to intimidate me?
Sure do. I was trespassing that property when I wasn't even there either.
Yeah.
Just because you heard something and you never told me what you heard either. You just said, we've heard something, so we're banning you. Or you're being trespassed even though I wasn't even there.
Private property.
I know it is. I've been walking to that store since I was 5 years old.
Ban you from that property? We have no say-so.
Yeah, I know, but somebody had to tell them or give them a reason to. I never had told anybody I was going there or doing anything. So why would you trespass me? Bullshit, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar.
Entitled to your opinion.
I am. You're a fucking liar if you're going to stand here and tell me that you all don't have that kind of power.
I'll tell you.
You're a damn liar. Then how did they do it? How did he even know? How did he even know who I was? Well, I can because I actually know the family, so.
Apparently they know you because they banned you.
Yeah, and they know the sheriff as well.
I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't figure you would. Y'all never do.
So, you have a good day.
Yes, sir. You do too.
Won't you
These guys, don't take it personal. I'm just taking it personal with the few people who did do something to me, and then y'all, some other people sat back and watched it happen. Didn't do nothing but give the man 3 days off. That's a slap in the fucking face, and you know it.
I can't tell you that.
Not to mention they lied to me. They sit and lied to me. They said they would turn it into the DA. Has it been turned into the DA yet? Has the DA been made aware of it yet?
All right. And then whatever kind of disciplinary decisions that they make, they made it.
I know. That's the point.
And you're saying you have a civil suit?
Now the argument shifts into legal terminology: battery, lawful orders, and compliance. And this is where things become even more complicated. The citizen is accusing the officer of battery based on unwanted physical contact, which is a serious claim if proven true, but at the same time, the officer is emphasizing something equally important: the concept of lawful directives. In many jurisdictions, failing to comply with a lawful order can itself lead to charges. So now we have two competing legal claims happening at once, one about rights being violated, and another about authority being ignored. The real issue here is that neither side is stepping back to verify the facts in a calm, procedural way. Instead, both are doubling down. And when legal arguments are made in the heat of the moment, without
Hey, are you not listening? Everything's on film.
I
He
know
did
everything's
it.
on
He
film.
drew first blood, not me.
And I've asked you to leave.
Okay.
There's no reason for you to talk to him like that. He's got a medical condition that's none of your concern. It's none of your concern to bring it up or even call him out on it.
Okay, but it looked to me like he was waving me towards you.
Well, he wasn't. So you escalated it by saying that he wanted me to come
well,
attack you.
Then
is what you said.
do whatever you think you need to do. Jesus Christ. It's a First Amendment protected activity under the First Amendment. Yeah. I hear you running your mouth.
You got a website.
But remember
conspiracy
this,
theory or something?
okay? You got to call somebody to do your job for you, because you're not going to do it. Okay? Long before I could ever get around to buying a stamp, your man attacked me.
You weren't buying a stamp. You come in.
Yes, I was. I damn sure was. Hey, guy,
I'm not.
how are you going to dispute 30 videos?
Seriously, how do you think you're gonna just talk down to anybody who walks in here? That's
You work for the government? You work for the government? You work for the government?
Don't give a man.
Do you understand the term postal?
You don't even make any sense. Son, just
It's before you were born.
He wants to put on his video. Yeah. On his website.
What do you? Okay, and that may be true, but you still can't talk to people from the public that
You
way.
can't talk to people like that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Oh, I can.
You got a
I
First
can tell you,
Amendment right?
f- you.
Then tell
Do
me
you
that,
understand
please.
that?
Please.
I can do whatever I want.
Please go ahead.
And you putting your phone in my face isn't
No,
going
this
to
is for my
antagonize
protection
me.
because you're going to go lie on your little website about what you.
I'm not going to
do.
lie. The film don't lie. The film doesn't lie at all.
They are okay. Thank you.
Let them respond. Let them respond all you want. You never even looked at poster 7. I think here it is again. Would you like to read it? Since you work here and you chew up our tax dollars
Sir,
on an
government
amazing
is what
amount.
does it, not this office. And that's what you're
Okay.
trying to prove, that we're the ones responsible. We are not. We're the employees of this establishment. If this
That's right.
establishment has a problem with, you had a problem with the establishment, coming in here harassing me and my employees is going to
I'm
do
not
nothing
harassing
about it.
anybody. I
Come here
walked
treating
over
my
and
employees
started to
as
take a picture of poster 7, and he started talking all hard to me. Okay?
So whatever.
And I asked him to
conspiracy
check
thing you're
his
doing,
tone.
Whatever, it's fine.
See, now you're saying it's fine.
No, I said whatever you want to put on your little conspiracy website is fine. But you're taking it out on the wrong people. These people have nothing to
Okay.
do with this.
So you're just obtuse by nature, or you're doing this on purpose to me?
I'm doing this to protect my employees because you come in harassing them. And I need you to
I
leave.
came in
asked you to leave
harassing
and you
them.
refused
Make
to.
all the
And now
accusations
your tone
you
has
want.
gone down now that he pulled up.
No, now my tone has gone down that I don't have 2 people confronting me and one of them waving me to him.
Nobody was waving anything to you.
It's on the camera.
That's fine. You got his nervous twitch on camera. That's
Okay.
confusing that he's threatening you with.
I didn't know. I never said he was threatening me.
It's all on
I said
film,
he was
so
waving
you're
me towards
You're
him.
contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. It's all on camera.
He's pulling his First Amendment right. He can come in here and record and everything, post your 7, but he's harassing the employees and he's saying fuck you to me and everything else. It's all on camera, my camera, his camera, we'll back it up.
Do you work here?
Yes, I'm supervisor. I've asked him to leave and he refuses.
Do you want to trespass?
Yes, I do want him to trespass.
Sir, I need your ID, please.
No, you can ask me to leave and I'll leave, but
Well,
I'm not.
You're
I'm
getting
not.
trespassed now, so I need your ID so I can identify you and put you on a trespass warrant. So let's walk outside.
No, ma'am.
Yes,
That's
sir.
not how it works.
Yes, it is
You
how it
ask me to
works.
leave and I leave.
No, they want you trespassed, so now you're getting trespassed criminally, which means I need your ID to identify you.
The claim that the First Amendment doesn't apply in here is bold and highly controversial. Statements like that immediately raise questions, because constitutional rights don't simply disappear when you walk into a government building. However, they can be subject to reasonable restrictions depending on the setting, and that's the key word here, reasonable. But who decides what's reasonable? That's exactly the argument unfolding in real time. The citizen believes the law is absolute, while the officials are interpreting it within the context of maintaining order. What's fascinating is how quickly this becomes philosophical. It's no longer just about filming, it's about who gets to define the limits of freedom, and when that question isn't.